I think, have you attached to all the sequences?
Yeah, I have attached all the sequences. Yeah, the answer I got in Uma in the output 30.
Yeah. Yes. So based apart from the variable types, if you give the generic value, then it will take the
Okay.
whatever. If you're giving integer strings, it will take that value.
Okay. And one more small doubt.
Yeah.
Actually, is it my screen is visible?
Yes. 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 You
Okay.
can.
Okay. Actually, that is data type. From one sheet to another sheet, we are transferring the data. Read range and
Okay.
write range. So here when I am writing the code, that means writing the phone numbers has been come in different way. Exactly they have not came. See here.
Okay. Just click on this.
Sheet 1. See, sheet 1.
Oh, you got no. You got it no. You need to click on the C and D. You have one line, right? You double click on that. No, don't drag
Okay.
and drop. Just double click.
Okay, okay.
Because of the space that was taking in that format. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Shall we start the class now?
Yeah, yeah.
I have started recording. So let me share my screen. If you have any doubts, we will discuss in the last. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So yesterday we have discussed some variable types, right? Most of you people said that you're not able to understand the arrays and how it is working, right? So today I came with some simple arrays example. So let's discuss that. After that, let me know if you have any questions. Okay. So the first thing is arrays means you need to understand that arrays is a container which stores the multiple data which has the same type, right? So same type in the sense, if you are storing some numbers, then you have to store the multiple numbers in the array, only numbers in the array. If you are storing some words or in the strings, then you have to store only strings to that particular array. Okay, so this is the basic definition of arrays. Arrays is nothing but it is a container of a storing multiple data, multiple values with the same type. So now what I'm doing is, for your understanding purpose, what I will do is I will write one assign activity. Okay, so I will create one variable called integer. Press Ctrl K. And I'm creating the variable called integer. So since I have created an integer, only thing is I will write only the numbers here. Okay. So I'm opening the flower braces to write the arrays 1, 2, 3. So still we have the error here. Let's see that. So array of integer cannot be converted to string. That means there was a problem with the variable type. So I have given a integers, I have given a numbers here, but the variable type is a string. So I need to select it is a array of one thing, and you no need to select the integer because we are not taking here integers. We are taking these values as a array. So for that purpose, what you need to do here, you will have the option of array of t. If you just click on the array of t, then you will get another pop-up, right? So another pop-up means here also based on the inputs. That means if you are giving the integers, then you need to select the integers. If you are giving the some text or string, then you have to select the string over here. So I have the integer values in the array. So I'm not selecting anything. I got this option, so I'm clicking on OK. Now the error has gone, right? So what I did here, I have taken some integer values and I have stored in some array. So and that array I'm passing all those data to one variable. That variable is called the integer. right? So what I want to do, I wanted to take only one element of this element of from this array, and I wanted to display in a message box, right? So for that purpose, I'm taking a message box. Now, so I have taken a message box here, but how should I tell the message box to read from the first? Okay, so for you need to remember one thing here. Every column or every index, it will be read from the 0, not from the 1. If you want to display your first column, then you should read it as a 0, not as a first column. You should read it as a 0th column. So in the code, every column or index starts with a 0, not with a 1. You have to remember this point. So what I'm trying to do here is I wanted to display for only one element from this array. So for that purpose, I've already added some values to this variable, right? So I'm just adding this variable here, and I'm telling that variable to read only a first column. So for that purpose, I have given a 0 here. So what I did here is I have taken some arrays and I have taken some values in this and I assigned to one variable. And for that variable, I'm just telling to display only first column, right? Understood? Okay, so now I'm debugging this file, debugging this code. Now let's see the result. Yeah, I got the message box. I got the message box stating that in the 0th index, I have the value of 1. The value of 1 is displayed here. Okay, so if I want to display only the next column, then I will change over. Simply, I will change the instead of 0, I'll just keep a 1 here. And I'll debug this. Okay. Now I got the message of 2. So now you all may get one doubt why we are taking the arrays not as a integers, right? Anyhow we are taking some values, anyhow we are giving it as an integer and we are assigning to variables, but why we need to create an array for this? The simple is, if you let me tell you here, if you are doing one assign activity, if you are creating a variable called let's assume num, okay, then if you are giving one integer, then let's select this integer as 32 in 32. Instead of giving the arrays type, I'm just selecting in a normal way that we have done earlier. So what I'm doing, I just selected integer 32 and I have given one value. See, now if I wanted to give another value or another value, it will not take it, because it will take only the some particular or single values only. So for this purpose, if you want to execute the if you want to run more multiple values, then it is hard to us to store that values in some other file, and we have to read that file and we have to iterate through all the numbers into the file. So there may be a requirements for your projects that you need to do on a arrays, that you need to read some files, and that will be different. But the thing here is you need to understand the concept of this arrays. For that purpose, I'm just explaining you. Okay, so that's why we are not taking the single values over here, and I'm just taking some multiple values in the container of array and assigning to that variable. So this is how this arrays concept will work in a live scenarios. So what I will do here is now I have shown you to display only one message, only for one index value based on this message box. Now I wanted to display one by one messages from this. I wanted to display from 1 to 3. How will I do that? Okay, so to do that, what I will do here is I will simply assign for each activity. Now, if you are searching, before I explain this for each activity, all of you, did you understand the concept of arrays?
Yes, Suma, understood.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Yeah, so that was the simple concept of arrays. It's nothing more complicated. We are just storing some values and we are displaying one by one. That's it. And now, whatever I'm going to explain you further, these all are called control flow statements. Okay. So we will do this arrays task in control flow statements. Okay. Did someone know what is a control flow statements? Okay, let me explain you what is a control flow statements. This is also a basic and important concept in your programming, not in based on your UiPath classes. Okay, so what is control flow statements? Control flow is nothing but you need to control the further particular flow. You need to have a understanding, or you need to give some logical methods to that control flow. So let me give you a definition for that. Control flow is the order in which activities are executed or evaluated in a software project. Right? So just now I explained you, right? Control flow is the order in which activities are executed based on your logic methods, based on your condition as per your project requirements. This is how you need to remember what is a control flow statement. The name itself is telling you to control that particular statement. Okay, and control flow is enacted with two concepts. One is sequence and another one is flowcharts. Right? So activities and methods are used to define the decision to be made during the execution of a workflow. So whatever you are taking a control flows and whatever you are doing to control your particular logical method of that project, that will be that all will comes under this control flow statement. Okay, so what kind of a control flow statements we have? The first one is if condition, while. All of you heard about these words?
Yes,
I think I think in your college days, or if you are a fresher, you have heard about this in your college days. If you are experienced, or if you are programming based person, then you can heard about these words. So control flow statements are if condition, while, do while, for each, switch, and parallel. These are the few control flow statements which we will be used in our UiPath Studio or in our projects. Right? So what I will do here is I will mention all these points in your meeting notes. After this class, please refer once, then you will be able to understand. If you are not able to understand it, please go through the videos, then you will have a clear picture on these concepts. Okay, so why I'm explaining you all this if, while, do while, for each, switch, because these are the control flow statements, and based on these flow statements, based on these control flow statements, we are going to do a task in a further time. That means in the future classes or in the today's classes, I'm going to explain you a task on based on all of these control flows. Okay, and after my class, you people need to do these tasks in your systems, in your missions. Then you will be perfect for with your control flow statements. Right? So yesterday I have explained you about the variable types. With the variable types, now you are able to understand and you can able to create the variables based on the project requirements. Now I'm explaining you the control flow statements. You can design your project in a logical method, and you can have a logical methods in your control flow statements. Okay, so let's check one by one how these control flow statements will work. Okay, and why I'm explaining you this before this arrays concept completed means we are going to use some control flow statements in this arrays concept. So that's why I have explained you the definition of the control flow statements. Okay, understood everyone? Yes or no?
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes. Okay, fine. Thank you so much, and let's continue. So what I'm doing here is what I'm telling you, I wanted to display one by one of all these numbers. So what I have to do? Which control flow statement I have to use? We need to think about that. So I wanted to give a control flow like for each, because I wanted to have a for each element to be executed, and I wanted each element to be displayed in my message box. So for that purpose, what I'm doing, I'll just remove this message box. Okay. And I will add for each here. And when you're searching for a for each activity, then you will find the number of for each activities over here, but make sure you are selecting the proper for each activity only. See, for each row we will use in a Excel. For each Excel sheet, it is already name is suggesting you to that it was used in a Excel. For each mail, it was based on emails. For each files, it was based on. So based on the names, you need to select your proper activity. This is the main important tip for you all, because anyways we will be in a hurry. Anyways, we will do a for each search and we will select any of the things. Some most common mistake is we will select the for each row. And this was a common mistake. Whenever you are selecting for each or any activity, make sure that you are selecting the proper one or not. Okay. So I am selecting for each here. Okay. So after selecting the for each, since it is a arrays concept, first thing is after selecting in the arrays concept, please underline this word. Since it is a arrays concept, I am selecting this activity and I'm going to the properties and I'm selecting the type argument. Okay. So okay, so with what kind of argument it was? It was a integers. So that's why I'm selecting here as a int32, right? So now I got the variable, I have the for each activity and I have the container ready. The next step, what should I do? I have to iterate all these numbers. For that purpose, what I'm doing, anyways, by defaultly, we have the item here. Okay, what it is saying item, in which it has to iterate this item, in which container it has to iterate this item. Okay, so it is by defaultly it was mentioned. You can rename this word. You can rename this variable when whatever for you think that it the name which should understand you. You can change that according to you. Okay, whenever you are changing this name, no need to create a variable over here. No need to create a control K over here, because by defaultly that variable will create in this particular item, particular column. Okay, so right now it has mentioned as item, so I'm not doing any changes here. And in this item, which container it should go, which container it should iterate this item. So I'm already assigned some arrays to this particular variable, right? So I'm just telling this for each to iterate this in integer variable, right? So I'm just telling this for each activity and to iterate all the items in this int variable. Understood? So now this condition is ready and I given some logic here. And now I wanted to display the message here. So for that purpose, again, I'm using a message box. Okay, so for after message box, so whatever the results you will get for this item, that should display here. So what I will do, I will just pass this variable here by item. Okay, now everything is set ready. So what I will do is I will add few more numbers here to check the results. Okay, I have added 5 numbers. So let's run and check the results now. Okay, now I got the result of 1. Now I got the result of 2. Now I got the result of 3. Now I got the result of 4. And now it's 5. Right? So For each activity, it is iterating through all the elements which are available in the container, in the arrays container. This is how this for each activity is a one of the control flow activity. Now, did you all understand what is arrays and what is the control flow statement?
Yes, Uma.
Yes, Uma.
Oh, fine. So this is the simple method I have developed in a arrays and also using the control flow statement. Now, what we will do, this is a one task. You all have to do this task also. And anyways, I have asked to do some task in yesterday class. Did all completed that? If not, please complete it by today, by tomorrow. You see, if you are not doing the daily task, then it will be a burden for you. If you will be not able to understand in the advanced classes also, in a project advanced classes also. This is the platform where you need to do a practice, where you need to do a practicals, when you need to do a task. There is no other option and choice for you. Okay, you need to make some time, even though some people are working. Even though if you are working, you need to take some time for yourself and you need to complete this task. Okay. Otherwise, it will be a problem for you all. And now, see, yesterday we have taken some input names, and we thought whatever the input names we are getting, that we need to save in our array container, and that we should be display in the text file, right? This was a task which yesterday we have done, but it went wrong. So let's take that again. What is wrong for that? So I'm creating again a sequence. And I'm creating an example of array 2 because array 1 I have explained here. I'm taking another array 2. Okay, so now I got the sequence ready. What we have done yesterday, we have taken one input dialog activity. Okay, and we have need to give a title, names. And we need to give a label inside that, first name. Okay, so I wanted to create a variable called, please press Ctrl K and first name. Okay, so with this, my first dialog box is ready, and I wanted to create a second dialog box for a last name. So I just copied this one and I kept here. So I'll just make some changes in this last name. And I'm creating another variable called last name. Okay, so now we got this ready. And before this, let's check the variable types. Yeah, it was updated string correctly. Okay, and now I'm really sorry. Give me a minute. Okay. So now whatever the inputs are getting from this input dialog box and this input dialog box, we need to store into a container, right? This was the concept where we are talking about yesterday. So inputs from these two values, we should store in a container. As you people said, like if we concatenate these two names also, we will get the results. Yes, we will get the result, but the concept here is we need to understand about the arrays. So for that purpose, I'm just explaining you in a simple way. If you want to do a more complicated scenarios in this array, then we have the task for that. But the thing is, we will not able to understand that in the initial days. So for that purpose, I've created a simple sequence and I've taken some input from input first name and input name as a last name, and I'm storing it to arrays container. So for that purpose, what I'm doing here is I'm just adding an assign activity. Okay, and I'm creating a variable called result. Not result, I will create a variable called names. Anyways, we are first name and last name is equals to names, right? So I'm just creating a variable called names and I'm adding these names into a container. So first name, comma, last name. So whenever you are trying to select the variables from the down panel, make sure that it will select the dot over here. So you make sure you should not have these dots. Okay. Now we have got the container ready, but we have some error. Let's see that. What it is saying cannot assign from type string to string, sorry, system dot string in assign activity. So let's see that variable type here. Okay, if you check the variables here, it was variable type is string because we have given this in a form of a arrays, right? In a form of a container. So we need to change this variable type. So I'm selecting the array of T, and since it was a names are the text, names are the strings. So that's why I'm selected as a string and I just clicked on OK. Now, whatever the inputs we are getting, it was stored in here, right? So let's check whether it is storing that values in this container or not. For that purpose, I'm just writing a write line activity. And I'm selecting the names. I'm just passing the variable called names. And after passing the variables, we have the error here. Let's see that. So it is not allowing us to convert the string arrays to string. So we need to convert this to string. Dot to string. Okay. So let's debug and check the results. Okay, so I'm giving John. Now I'm giving a John Mary, last name as Mary. Let's check with the output. It is still showing as system.string. So let's check with that. Okay, so why it is showing, so since we have assigned the values to this container, and this container we have assigned to some variable, but we did not tell this variable to where it should read the data, from where it should read the data from 1 or it should read the data from 2. We did not tell anything to this. So for that purpose, what I am doing, I am just assigning some index values to this variable. So for that purpose, again, I am writing an assign activity and creating a variable called result. So now for these variables, I am giving an index values. So for the first name, yesterday we have given the indexes to this first name and the last name. So that's why it is taken in the first name Uma, it has taken a U, and the last name I have given as index value as 1. In the Devi, it has taken a E. So for that purpose, we did not get a correct result, correct solution. So now I'm taking an indexes for this variable. So for that purpose, I'm just passing the variable and I'm telling this variable to read the value from a 0th index. Now again, now we have a first name read and we have to read the value from the last name also, right? So I'm giving a name and I'm giving the index value as a 1. So now we have a result is ready. So now let's check with the results. So I'm just writing in a result. I'm just passing the result over here and let's debug this. See, if you observe here, we got the results John Mary, right? So the spaces and all we need to modify in the syntaxes. But the thing is, we got the result of the John Mary. See, the main concept here is we need how we are storing some data in a containers, some array containers. The main concept is storing the data in some containers, in array containers. That's it. You have to remember that point. How we are doing, how we are checking the data, and how the data is storing in that container, and what type of variable you need to give, and how you need to change this variable type. Everything you need to understand it. That's it. That was the main concept of this arrays concept. Okay. Now we have checked with two tasks of arrays and also one control flow statement. Till now, if anybody has any doubts, please let me know.
No doubts.
Did you understood the concept now?
Yes.
Yes, Suma.
So yeah, so today you are going to do this arrays task, and I'm going to check tomorrow's, because till now I did not check anything because someone are facing with the installation and everything. So tomorrow I'm going to check the task of all of you, and this is not a school that I'm going to check every day task. But the thing is, you will not able to understand the concepts for the next classes as well. That was only the concern. I can tell the classes and I can leave, but the thing is, you need to understand it and you need to get familiar with this concept so that you can understand and you can give your interviews in a confident level. That was the main agenda of all these courses. Okay. So now I explain you about the arrays, one control flow statement. So now we will do another task which is based on a control flow statement. Okay. Now I'm closing this arrays concept here, but we will also cover in the control flow statements as well. We will also cover this arrays concepts and these variable types and all these if conditions, for each loops, everything we will check in another control flow statement task. Okay. Okay. Now let's create another sequence. Let's name the sequence as if condition. Okay. Before this, I wanted to give some meeting notes for this. And, all of you checked these meeting notes yesterday.
Yes.
I think there was some issue with this. I will check it and later I will update. Okay. So actually what I wanted to tell you is what are the control flow statements we have and which control flow statements we are going to cover. So that is the reason I'm going to have these meeting notes. No problem. We will write this here. So today we are going to cover if condition. If time permits, we will complete all these control flow statements. Otherwise, we'll do it tomorrow as well. And do while. And the third one is while. Okay. So anyways, for each we have completed. And if I have mentioned, do while I have mentioned, for each while. Okay. And the fifth one is parallel. And the sixth one is switch. Okay. Please remember all these control flow statements because these are very important. Very important. There is no other option to leave these concepts. Okay. So today, now in the task, we have learned about this for each, right? Now we are going to learn about this do while now. Because in this do while, we will cover this if condition, if control statement. Okay. Okay. So now we have created a sequence. And so before I explain you about do while, I wanted to explain you about the while activity. Okay. So now listen the task carefully. The task was we need to enter some particular values. That means let's say we have a 20 numbers, or else let's put like this. We need to print from 1 to 20 in a text file. Understood? I mean, just simple. We need to print all the numbers from 1 to 20 in a text file or in a Word. This was a task. Okay, so how we are doing and how we need to do, let's see that. So what I will do is simply I will take while activity here. So selecting the while, we have two options, while and do while. Make sure that you are selecting the right one. Anyways, both are same, but you have some little bit differences. So what is the differences we will see in the next few minutes. Okay, so I have taken a while activity directly here. I need to give a condition. What kind of a condition I have to give? I told you that we need to print the numbers from 1 to 20, right? So what I will do is I will create a variable. So I'll create the variable from here. Variable called counter. Okay, any number you can give. I am giving this as a counter and I'm changing this variable type as an integer. Okay, so now the condition is counter should be less than 10. Okay, so what for the thing is I'm giving some values to this counter and from that values it has to print from that to below 10. Okay, this is the condition. So what I will do, I'll assign an activity and I have to give some task to this variable, right? So for that purpose, I'm just taking one assign activity. Okay, so I created one variable called counter. I'm passing this because I need to give some task to this. So based on this task, based on this logic, this execution will happen. So what I am doing here directly, I am saying to print the numbers from 1 to 10. But the thing is how it is going to take. For suppose if I'm executing this one, it will execute the one and it will write in a Word or a text file. After that, what it will do? After that, how it will know that what should this activity needs to do after one. So for that purpose, what I'm doing here is I'm just creating another variable and I'm adding +1. So what I'm telling to this variable is after entering the 1, it should increase the another number till it satisfies this condition, till it satisfies this condition to enter this value, till this value. See, this while, do while, if condition, for each condition, for each statement, all this will be depends on the conditions only. So you have to learn how to give the conditions to these activities. Okay. So the thing is to print some numbers in a text file and I have given a condition stating that I want some numbers which will be in a below 10, which is less than 10. And I have created a variable and I'm telling that variable after entering the 1, it should get increased by 1 value. Right? So I wanted to check whether this counter is getting the proper results or not. So what should I do? Which activity I have to use here to check the results?
Right line?
Yes. Any other answer? Apart from right line, we have many options as well. Did anyone search for that?
In message box also we can print the numbers.
Yes, that was another option. And another option also we have. Okay, another option was log message. Did you know the differences between the right line, log message and message box? Because this was the interview question.
Yeah.
What
Message
these
box is a
activities will do?
pop-up,
Mhm.
and the right line will display only in the output
Okay.
and don't know about log message.
Okay. So log messages will do the same thing. It will logs the message in the output panel. The thing is, in the log messages, we have a different types of options. Fatal, error, warm, info, trace. Based on this selection, if you select the error, it will highlights in the red color in the output panel. If you select the trace, info, fatal, based on this only, the results will get appear, and this will be more useful in your if your project is going on live. You can track your errors and you can track your issues where it was. If you think there was some issue, then you can log this message wherever you want. Okay, so far understood this one?
So if we write right line means if any error means it will show in output now.
Right line. Okay, let me show you this. I'll just put an error here. Okay, and I will give a counter. And also, I will also put on a right line. I'm just giving this counter. Since it is an integer, it is not taking. I need to convert this to string, dot to string. Okay, let's run and check this one. I will do what I will do is I will write only 5. Okay, let's debug this. Okay, now please observe. Are you able to see the screen correctly, or it is very small?
Little
We
bit
can see
small
now.
only.
Little small.
Okay. Now see, I selected the log messages and I selected it as an error. Which color it has shown me?
Red.
And I have also selected the right line and I have given some result over there. What it has shown me? Black. That means we are not sure which one will be the error and which one will be the information and which one will be the fatal, something like that. Log messages is mostly to tell you that what kind of a error, what kind of information it has. But right line message box, it will only displays that particular text or particular result. Understood?
Yeah, but before, how can we know that the error will come? We has to assume that.
Okay, so this concept you will understand in a debugging and exception concepts. Okay, so for now I'm just telling you how these log messages will work and why these log messages we need to use and where we need to use and how you need to find the issues that we will check in a debugging and exception concepts, because if I explain you now, you will get confused. Okay. Now for now, I'm just understanding purpose. I'm just keeping this info and I'm just keep the message of counter. Whatever the results I get this for this counter, I have to get the results. So that results you already shown in the output panel that it is displaying from 1 to 5, right? So now in this only, I wanted to write this particular results into a word. How should I do that?
Any
I
notepad
wanted to
activity?
print. Yes.
Write
Yes.
text. Something write text. Yesterday
Okay.
you told.
Okay. So we have a different types of activities. If I wanted to write this result in a text file, then I can search with the text file. I can write it over here. But if I wanted to write in a document, if I wanted to write in a Word document, then if I can search here Word, then I'm not able to see the Word option here. Okay. So what will be the result for this? Can someone say? The reason is simple, that activity which is belongs to the word, it is not yet not installed in this studio. So how you need to manage that? How you need to handle such kind of activities if that activity is not available in this? Simple. If you need to go to a manage packages, you need to search for, you need to click all packages. See, packages are nothing but it's a packages of which is related to that particular activity. If you are doing an Excel automation and you are not able to find any activity belongs to Excel, right? So what you need to do, you need to go to a packages, you need to click on all packages, and you need to search for which activity you are searching for. For example, I'm searching for Excel. So you need to go on Excel. If you observe here, uipath.excel.activities. Right? You need to select this one and you need to click. If it is not installed, it will show you to install the option. If it is already installed, it will show you to update this option. Remember this word, this was very important. This is very important. You need to do a manage packages. If something or other thing activity is not available in the studio, you have to manage your activities. You have to install your packages. Again, I'm repeating because everyone will forget this concept and they will keep on searching for the activities in the studio and they will not able to find that.
Uma, I have a question. Where can we get these packages in the dashboard?
Yes. Now this is your UiPath Studio, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So here in the ribbon panel, you have a manage packages.
Okay.
If you click on this manages packages, you will have this pop-up box.
Okay.
And you need to click on all packages. Click on all packages. If you click on the project dependencies, it will not show you the proper result. It will show you only the particular activities which is already available in the studio. You need to click on the all packages, all packages, all packages. Please remember this word because whenever I have learned in the initial stages, I was forget about this and I was keep on searching for the activities. This was a big mistake for you all. Okay, click on all packages and search for the activities. So I'm searching for the word. So let's check with the word. Okay, now I got UiPath word activities here. I'm just clicking on this. See, this word activities is not installed in my studio. So that's why it is directly showing me the install. So I'm just clicking on the install. I'm just clicking on a save. Okay, click on I accept. Okay, so now the packages are installed. So if I have to search for the word, let's search for the word WORD word. See, now I got the activities belongs to word, right? In front of you, I have searched for this activity, but nothing was shown me. So I have installed the packages and I have got all the activities. Now, what I wanted to do here is whatever the results I'm getting from this while and from this condition, I have to write all those results in a Word Microsoft Word. So for that purpose, what I have to use, I am using the append text. Okay. So apart from append text, I will use another activity. You will understand clearly. Okay, so let's why I'm explaining you this activity because this will be useful in your Excel activities as well. Okay, So if you click on, if you check with this red mark, what exactly it was showing. Activity is valid only inside the work application scope value for a required activity argument. That means it is showing us what activity we have to use this particular append text activity. So it is clearly saying us to use word application scope. And after using that application scope, it is this is clear. We need to paste this activity inside that. So what I will do here is I will search for the word application scope. I got it. I'm just clicking on this and I'm clicking and dropping in this. Okay, so now document path text must be quoted. So we need to give the document path to this. So for that purpose, just click on this folder file for icon. So I'm just going the documents. I already have the file called append text. So I'm just clicking on this. I'm just clicking on open. So now we have a path ready here. And now we need to write this result in this path. So for that purpose, what we are doing, what we need to do, whatever the results we are getting to this variable, we need to pass that variable. But the condition is, before the number, we should get some message. What kind of a message we want, that we need to decide. I want the message like the counter value is. I want this message to this result. So I whatever the message I want, I have added here. After that, what this need to do? The variable which is getting result for this variable, I have to pass this here. So for that purpose, I have to concatenate that variable. So I'm just adding the plus symbol and I'm passing the variable called counter. Still we have error. Please check that error. It is implicit conversion from string to double. That means it is asking us to convert to a string. So to.toString. Okay. Now, if you observe me, let's put this inside here. Okay. If you observe me, I given the condition to print below 10 numbers, and I'm asking this variable to increase the number after entering the first number till this condition meets. And I'm just added the log method to check whether I'm getting the results or not. And I'm adding this application scope, word application scope, to print all these results with a message. The counter value is. Okay. This message, I want to concatenate this message with a variable which is we got the result. Right. So let's debug this file and check. If you observe on the left hand side, we are getting all the results. Okay, so let's check with the results. Documents. See, I got the value, the message and the result, right? Understood everybody, or if you have having any queries or doubts, please tell me.
Actually, how it is taking the counter value, I didn't understand. Actually, you have mentioned counter less than 10, but count in the assigned value, counter is equal to counter plus 1. But what is the counter value at that means which number it is taking first?
By default, it will take from the first number, 0 number.
Okay, okay.
I mentioned you earlier.
As the index you mentioned, for this also, it will take the only from the 0.
Yes.
That is
Not
the
only
counter
this,
in default, it will take consider as 0, right?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Okay,
in
everything is
this
clear now.
entire programming code, it will, the index or column value will be a 0 only. For the number is will be a 0 only.
Okay.
Okay. Still having any questions, anybody?
No.
Is it fine for you? Are you able to understand it? Okay, let's continue. Now, I have explained you how this while function, while control flow statement is working. Now, I have also explained you about the do while, right? I have also told you about the do while. So, what this do while will work? What this do while will work? See, now you have seen this while. While what while loop is doing? It will loops the entire value until this condition meets, right? So same way, do while also do the same thing. But instead in this while, the condition is mentioned in the above. But in the do while, this condition was mentioned in the below. Let me show you that activity also. I'm creating another sequence and I'm doing a do while. So if I'm taking a do while, see the structure was same, but the condition was mentioned below. That's it. The concept was same, but only the condition which was mentioned here in the while it was mentioned above, and in the do while it was mentioned in the below. So now we have explained you about the if condition, do while, for each, right? So till here the few control flow statements are completed, and tomorrow we are going to have this parallel and switch activities. With this, most of the basic code will be completed so that you are going to do a task from the day, from the Monday, not from tomorrow or day after tomorrow. From the Monday, you are going to do a task directly along with the concepts and activities.
My if condition has not over, Uma.
If
Only
condition
while
is
is
not
over.
over,
Yeah, only while you have done. For each.
Yeah, while and for each, yes.
okay, fine. Let me explain you that as well. I thought I have explained you. Sorry for that. Okay. Now, let me take the if condition directly here. Okay. If you observe here, if we have a if condition, and again it is asking to write some logic method or to write some condition. Here also the concept was same. Based on this condition, this if condition, if statement will get executed. Let's suppose I wanted to suppose let me give this input dialog. Okay, I wanted to give a title as a number, and input name label should be entered number. Okay, I'll create a variable called num. Okay, now I have the input box ready. Now what I will do is I wanted to print some numbers. Like I wanted to give some logic called input value. Just a minute. Okay, I wanted to create a variable called input, and input value should be greater than 5. Okay. Contain letters. Okay, fine. Now we have a variable created here. It was taken in the form of boolean. We have to convert this into integer. Okay. See the error. Okay. So what we are doing, if the input value based on this input dialog box, if the value is greater than 5, then what kind of a message we want? Let's see that. So I want a message box here. Okay, I wanted to print given number is greater than 5. Okay, and again I wanted to add another message box. And I wanted to give a number is not greater than 5. The logic is simple. If the condition is satisfied, then it will move a then statement. If the condition is not satisfied, then it will move a else statement. Simple. This is the main logic for this if condition. So let's debug and check this. Okay, I am giving a 6 here. So given number is, sorry, I given a wrong message. Given number is greater than 5. Okay. Let me modify. Okay. Let's debug and recheck this. Again, I'm giving as a 7. If you observe, given number is greater than 5 and this condition has exceeded below this, we only gave the condition to enter the values and to satisfy the values which is less than 5, which is greater than 5, right? So this is moved here. Based on the condition, based on the messages, the if condition will work. Or else what I will do is I will explain you one more scenario. Input value.
I have a small doubt. If
Yes.
it satisfies the condition, then it will go to then.
Yes.
Otherwise, it will go to else, right?
Yes, correct. 100% correct. So what I'm doing here is I'm doing a division here. If the division is equal to 0, if the division is if for example, if I'm entering 2 and 2 is divisible by 2 and we'll get a remainder 0, then condition will get satisfied, right? Then it should move a then condition. So for that purpose, what we are doing, successfully divided. Now here, not success. For your understanding purpose, I'm writing this. Okay, let's debug it. So let me write a 2 only. See, that condition was satisfied and we got the message stating that successfully divided, then it means this condition was satisfied. The value is divided by 2 and that remainder is 0. So now click on OK, then the execution will get completed. If I'm debugging this, I'm rechecking with another value. Okay, I'm rechecking with 3. Let's click on OK. Sorry, it should not divided by 2.
Once check the variables.
Okay.
And there in the number you have given the string data type.
Yes. Okay, I have to check this. I will check and I'll let you know. Okay. So the concept you have understood, right?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So actually,
once you check the scope, the
scope was correct.
Uma, you have taken only the if condition. If you take if else condition means it will like that anything there.
No. We will need that will be a different again.
Okay.
Let me do like this. So actually, I have to keep this input value as a wrong because we need to divide this number, right? So name I have to give here. So whatever the input we are getting to this variable, we have to do a division for that. So I have given a wrong condition over there. See, now it is not satisfied. Not successfully divided. That means the condition, the input value I have given is 3 and it is not successfully divided. Right? Let's recheck this again. And I'm giving number as 4, clicking on OK. Yeah. So 4 is divided successfully and it is showing as successfully divided. Okay. The main thing is that based on the condition, only this complete control flow states will work. So I'm giving here at 7. Click on OK. Not successfully divided. Now, understood? Everyone? Hema, Sesi, Murli, Dolika, Surya,
Understood.
Shrutika.
Yeah, understood.
Yes, Uma.
Okay, so today we have covered the concepts like if condition, do while, for each. And along with this, we have completed the arrays, right? So you need to do a 5 tasks on today's class so that you can understand whatever the task which we have completed today. If not, please check the recording again. Don't do a if you want to learn and if you want to understand, you can do other activities, other tasks as well. But for your understanding purpose, do the task which I have shown you so that you will get to know. In that only you will get the errors. By resolving those issues and by resolving those errors, and you will understand how to pass the data and how to change the variable type and how to give the scopes and how to give the outputs and how to pass that and how to concatenate the results, so that all you will understand by doing these tasks. Okay. So are you people are going to do a task tomorrow?
Yes.
Yes, Uma.